Okay, student, we will start your new lesson on science. That is on lesson number 8, solid, liquid and gases. So in this chapter, we are going to learn about the solid and its characteristic, liquid, gases and their characteristic, and how do this state change. Okay, we see different kind of object around us. That means different kind of things around us. Any object that occupies space and has mass is referred to as matter. Underline this. What is a matter? Any object here. Any object that occupies space and has mass is referred to as matter. Besides the visible object, visible means that can be seen, okay? We are also surrounded by the atmosphere, that is invisible, which is composed of a mixture of gases or air. So atmosphere is also considered as a mixture of gases or also as air. We are not able to see air, but we have seen that a balloon expands when we fill it with air. An air-filled ball weighs more than an empty football. From the above information, it is absolutely clear that air occupies space and has weight. Therefore, air is also a matter. So, object that have a weight is considered as matter, and even air, it is considered as a state of a matter. Why? Because when we feel the air inside a balloon or inside a ball, we get to know that the balloon and the ball have already been gaining the weight. Okay. Matter exists in 3 states. So there are 3 types of matter. Number 1 is solid. That is book, which have a shape, which also have a size. Okay. Liquid, example kerosene, water, petrols and all. Okay. And gas means example oxygen. Gases we cannot see but we can feel, carbon dioxide and all, nitrogens and all. Okay. The 3 states of matter are made from very tiny particles called molecules. So all these three types of matter are made by a small particles called molecules. Okay. It is the arrangement of these molecules in a matter that makes it a solid, liquid or gas. So arrangement of these molecules are these 3. The first one, that is solid. In solids, the molecules are packed together very tightly. There is almost no space between molecules to squish them closer. This is why solid, they have a fixed shape and size and are hard. So solid, in these molecules, it is packed so tightly. So tightly means you can see the example over here. See, example of this table. There is no space. Everything is stuck together. This is how it means, okay, very tightly, and it have no space between the molecules, and it can't be squeezed, means we cannot squeeze it, roll it also. Okay, and it always have a fixed shape. Once you turn these things into a shape, the shape it won't be changed, and also it has a size and hard. These are the example of solid. Okay. Now, liquids. Particles in liquids are not packed as tightly as in solid. So, liquid we cannot pack, we cannot squeeze it. Yes or no? The particles are able to move around and spread more than those in solid. So, liquid, it can move and it can spread here and there. You can splash, you can spray the water, kerosene and all here and there, and it can even flow also. But solid, until we touch, until we let that move, it itself cannot move. Okay, so that is the difference. Thus, unlike solid, liquid do not have a fixed shape. So, comparing to solid, liquid, it doesn't have a shape. They take the shape of the container. Container means in a bowl or in a bottles and all, okay, in which they are poured. So once you pour any kind of liquid things in a bottle, the shape remains like a bottle. In a glass, then it looks like a shape in a glass. These are the examples. See, put in a liquid, a milk, kerosene in a bottle or in a glass. Okay, you can see the example. So the liquid shape you can clearly see in here. If we put like this, it can see different. If we put the liquid, any kind of liquid things in a bottle, then the shape looks like a bottle only, as well as the glass. Okay, now gases. Molecules in gases are packed very loosely. The molecules move rapidly and spread far apart from each other. Hence, gases neither have a fixed shape and nor a fixed volume. So, gas, it doesn't have a shape also, okay? And it can spread from far places, so like air. Once the wind blows, comes near to you, again it will spread in, it goes in another way. So, that is how the volume it matters. It can pack very loosely. Gases, it can also move rapidly, okay? You can see the example. See, as soon as you on the gas on the stove, the gas it automatically rapidly it comes on the stove over here. So this is how it means. Okay, these are just an example. Now most of the gases are invisible. Invisible means we can't see. As we have already discussed, air is a mixture of nitrogen, carbon dioxide, some rare gases, dust particles, and water vapor. So these are the example of gases. Now, change of state. You are aware of the fact that matter exists in three states: solid, liquid, and gases. Matter can be converted from one form to another. So in this three state, it can converted from solid to liquid, or even liquid to gas, and gases to solid or in liquid. Okay, this is how it means. When we take out an ice cube from the freezer or from the fridge, it is in solid form. Solid means it have a shape and a size. If we keep it on a table at room temperature, which is having a humid for some time, it gets converted into water, that is to the liquid form. So example of solid into liquid is a piece of ice cube. When you pick that ice cube, at first it is solid, and once you keep in a hot place or in an open space, it will start getting melt, and that melt part it turn into watery things, which is called as liquid form. Okay, now the next is the conversion of solid into liquid is called melting. Underline this, these are important. Melting means conversion of turning the solid into liquid is called melting. When we heat water at a high temperature, we see steam escaping from the container. This steam is nothing but gaseous form of water. It is also called water vapor. So steam in example here. When you heat the water, you can see some what in the container you can see some steaming vapor. Okay, this is called the water vapor. This is the example of solid into liquid. Now the conversion of a liquid into a gas is called evaporation. Underline this. What do you mean by evaporation? Evaporation means turning the liquid into a gas. If we put a plate over the steam, water droplets deposit on the plate. This happens because the gaseous form of water steam comes in contact with the cool surface of the plate. So example of conversion of liquid into gas: when you keep a water in a bowl in a container and cover it, example in the morning when you wake up and open the lid, in that lid we find some drop of water which falls down. That is called the evaporations. Okay, the conversion, underline all this. Okay, evaporation and melting. The conversions of a gas into liquid on cooling is called condensation. So what is condensation? From here till here, underline this. Turning the gas into liquid. When water is kept in a container or in a bowl in the freezer, in the fridge, it gets converted into ice. Here a liquid is changing into a solid. So when you put something in a container and put inside the freezer, it gets converted and it turn into an ice. This is called changing of liquid, gas into liquid. The conversion of a liquid into a solid is called freezing. Things that turn into a freezing. Okay, liquid into solid is called freezing. This is the example. This is a liquid, and once you keep in a glass, it started melting. This is the water, and after the steaming, you can see this, the example over here, steaming, liquid is changing into solid again. Okay, from the above discussion, it is clear that all the three states of water are interchangeable. So here it says that this three term of state, it have different molecule, it have different particles, but this three state, it can be changeable and form into one another. Okay, now I want to give you some notes. The first exercise, answer the following questions. What are solids? The answer: solids is a molecules that are closely packed together tightly, having a fixed shape and size. I repeat this. Solid is a molecules that are closely packed together tightly, having a fixed shape and size. Now, number 2, explain the arrangement of molecules in solid with the help of a diagram. That means okay, number 2, I want you to do it by yourself. So these are the example. Okay, arrangement of molecules in a solid. You draw this also. First you draw this, and on side you can draw any type of shape. Not it's not that exact in the book you have to do. You can draw a chair, a table, something else also. Okay, which is having a shape, and you have to explain from here till here. You can explain. It is very short. Okay, number 2 answer. Now number 3, how are liquids different from solids? So what are the differences? Liquids are different from solids in the following ways. Point number A, liquids cannot pack, P-A-C-K-E-D, pack, as tightly as in solids. Number B, point B, it can able to move around and spread more than those in solids. Point C, it does not have a fixed shape. Now number 5. Number 4 you don't need to do. Okay, do liquid have a fixed shape? This is similar to the previous question. Differentiate between solid and gases. Number 5 answer. Differentiate between solid and gases are, you have to make 2 columns, solid, gases. Make 2 columns and try to margin a line. Okay. First point of solid. Solid can pack together very tightly. Gases are packed very loosely. Point number 2. These molecules do not move. These molecules move rapidly. Point 3. These molecules squish, S-Q-U-A-S-H, squish them closer. 3 of gases, it can be spread, S-P-R-E-A-D, spread for far apart. Okay, far apart from each other. Point number 4, solids have a fixed shape and are hard. These gases neither have a fixed shape nor a fixed volume, V-O-L-U-M-E, volume. Okay, so that's all for your notes, and the rest I want to give you homework, that is define the following. Exercise 2, melting, evaporation, condensation and freezing. All this I've already told you to underline. It's over here. Very simple. You can just like only the simple line. Okay, so this the above line are the answer, and fill in the blanks. Exercise 3, 1 to 6. Give 2 example of the following. Exercise for this also, solids. You can give and you can mention any kind of examples. Okay, liquid and gas, and then even true or false also. All this will be your homework. Write everything in your note copy as well as the word meaning. Okay. Oh no, it's okay, don't write this. So that's the end of this lesson.